Welcome everybody. We are in session number 8 of our class, and today we will look at Energy Telecom project, the web-based form, and how to test that form. And hopefully we will do lots of bug reports today, and we might look at bug tracking system, because my plan for today is to report bugs using bug tracking database, not just the way we used to do it in maybe Notepad. So let me actually run the bug tracking system for us. So you remember the application? It's elementtool.com. You don't have to go there right now. Just follow me, and it will be more than enough. But when you come home, and actually when you start working on that project at home, so then make sure you go into the system, you log in, and you also use the bug tracking form to report bugs. So it's not just about verbiage, but it is also about understanding the form, the fields of that form, and so on. So I go to log in, and I will log in as a student. We have logins for many students here, and I will show you just a second. So the one I am using is, so it says Portnov. Portnov is for everybody. Portnov is the school name. Copy. Okay. So Portnov is the school name. Then I will log into student one. And so student one login and student one password. The same. You can do that same thing under student 2, student 3, student 4, up to, I believe, up to student 15. So when you are at home, and it allows multiple logins. So we can go 60 people in, and all 60 being student 1. So the system is supposed to survive. So I'm saying, okay, student 1, login. And okay, so here is where we're going to create bug reports. But before we create bug reports, we will go to the forum where you report your bugs. And now we have just one person reporting for the session 8, and few more reporting for session 7. We will go through, actually we have 2. Okay. We will go through the bug reports here, and I will analyze them, and I will show you the logic behind the bug report you write. So writing bug report is the final stage of the analysis. So you see the problem, you might not be sure it is exactly the problem, you might not be sure under which angle you have to submit that bug report. So the language of the bug report, lots of things are involved. Let's take a look at what we have here, and maybe I can make it larger. Let's see. Yeah, I can make it larger, so it will be easier to read. So it says, clicking the submit button on a blank form indicates email field is not required field. So we look at the form. Here is the form. We just launched that form. We didn't do anything yet. The term blank form, I don't really like the term blank form. What we really want to say, we just launch the form, and the only thing we do, we just push the submit button here at the bottom of the form. Okay, there is no data provided. There is no single field with data provided. We just run that form, we push the submit button, and then it comes with error messages because required fields didn't get the data. So first name is required field, last name is required field, and then we have summary of problems with required fields. I want you guys to understand 2 different possible scenarios which developers might use when they develop the form. One scenario is they might add functionality right here to the form. Let's say you type email, okay, and you provide some meaningless value. So when you go to the next field, the system, the JavaScript code behind the email field, the JavaScript code will say incorrect, something is incorrect. Email format is not the right format. That is one way of doing things. So it is done, the verification, the validation of data is done right on the web page. The danger of that is if I use 3, 4, 5 different browsers, and different browsers might interpret the JavaScript code differently. So now we depend on specific browser and how that browser interprets the code. So there is a danger. You might easily get some data which was supposed to be stopped, but it wasn't stopped because JavaScript didn't work. On the status bar of browser window, very often you will see an error message saying JavaScript error. Probably you have seen it a lot. JavaScript error. You push the button and it says JavaScript error on the status bar. Why? JavaScript doesn't work. Where is the JavaScript? Right on the page. If you do right mouse click and say view page source, so here is the source code. I don't know the code of the backend, application. I don't know if there is any backend, but here is the code, and that function is a JavaScript function. So we have JavaScript code here. So it might work, it might not work. Okay? All that is functions of JavaScript which are attached to that form. Another way of doing things is we are saying, look, let people type whatever they want to type. Valid, invalid, we don't know anything. But whatever they type, after they push submit button, we send everything to the back-end server, to the application which will analyze if it is correct or incorrect. And then to the back-end server, it doesn't matter which browser you have. Whatever data you type in, no matter which browser, it comes to the backend server and it gets analyzed right there. So that way it becomes browser independent. In today's world, most of the applications, maybe 95% of the applications are using that model because it is much more safe. And that model will provide us with the summary of the problems. It doesn't work like field by field. It gives you summary of the problems on the entire page, and that is exactly what we see. When we see that list of errors, I can tell you right away the analysis was done at the back end. It is not field by field, JavaScript implementation of the data validation. It is not. Now, so what is that bug report about? Let's take a look at the bug report again. We are saying clicking the submit button on a blank form indicates email field is not a required field, but email field has an asterisk to the left. Okay, when we look at the form, email field does have asterisk. It is true. But there is more to that. If you go to the course page and you look at the requirements, we have requirements link. Let's open requirements in a new tab. When you look at the requirements, wow, wait a second. Requirements, no, should open there. No. Okay. So when you look at the requirements, you will see that email field is a required field. It's not about asterisk to the left of the field telling you it is a required field. We have requirements. You might have asterisk, you might not have asterisk. If you do not have asterisk, you write a bug report. You say required field needs asterisk. So it is not how you know it is required. You know that from requirements, it takes, I don't know why it takes that long, but it should open and it will tell us exactly It opens in a different browser somehow. I don't know why. So that is the problem. Let's forget for a second the language of the bug report here. Okay, that browser is okay. Coming requirements. Okay, slowly but surely. Yes, it says email. Where is email here? Yes, email text field accepts digits, letters, some special characters. Required field. It is required. We know that. Good. Now let's go to the I'm sorry, to the interface. So it says, if you take the form, just open the form, do nothing, push the button, email is a required field, and one of the indication of that is that asterisk here didn't turn red. Other fields, asterisk is not blue anymore, it's red, but not here. Here it is blue. So the implementation of email field is such that email field is not a required field. Okay. That is the bug report we have to write. Before we do that, let's take a look at few more bug reports here. So, namely 1, 2, and 3, because they are all related. Bug report number 2 here says, clicking the submit button, same story, on a blank form produces a blue colored asterisk, not true. That asterisk was a blue color asterisk. Here is the form. We didn't touch the form. I'm just running another browser, Firefox browser. It was blue color asterisk. So it does not produce blue color asterisk. It's not exactly what happened. So it doesn't turn red, which is true. So clicking the button, so doesn't turn it red to the left of email field, indicating it is not a required field. So we are looking at two appearances of same problem. We have a required field. What is the problem? It is supposed to be required, but it is not. And if you tell me it is not a required field, why do you want the asterisk to be red now? Really, I mean, the application does not understand it's a required field. So if you want the asterisk to become red, make sure the field is considered to be required. It's a part of field being required. So I won't really come with another bug report on that, because it is exact same problem, just different angle under you look at the same problem. Number 3, before clicking the submit button on a blank form, there is no asterisk to the left on the email field. It is not true. It is not true. There is an asterisk, which is blue. After clicking the submit button, the top of the subsequent page indicates the referred by field as a required field. Wait a second. Email field. I think it's a typo. So probably the person is talking about referred by field. It says referred by field does not have asterisk. It does not have asterisk. We can see it. It is untouched form, so it doesn't have asterisk. But then when we actually push the button, what happens? It says referred by here. So it says referred by didn't have input. So it handles referred by as required, which it is not. So guys, now we have two problems here. We have 3 reports for 2 problems. Problem number 1, email field is not required as it is supposed to be. Problem number 2, referred by field is required and it is not supposed to be required. So we have 2 bug reports here. Let's go to the element tool and say new issue here. I push that folder tab, new issue. And we have title, description, steps to reproduce. In most of the bug tracking system, guys, you will not see any description. It is a cool field if you use it, but normally it's not really something very common. So title. let's talk about referred by field, which is very simple. Okay. Let's say referred by, I will put it in double quotes, referred by field should not be a required field. That's it. I can put some description here if I want to. I can say it behaves as required, though. We do not need any steps. I can say push the button, provide no data, push the button, see the error message, but I don't want to do that because it's so obvious and I expect developers to be able to see what's required, what's not required. So status open is given to me automatically because it is a new bug report. So the status is automatically given. Issue type, I'm saying it's a bug because we have somehow in that bug tracking system we have bugs and suggestions. So actual violations and improvements. Okay, but it is a bug report. Priority is not my business. It is disabled. They don't let me to do priority. Severity. It is a functionality problem. It's not graphic user interface. It is not something real minor. So I would say it is a serious problem, not critical. Because to be critical, it should put me to the point of no return. So like crash or system hangs or data loss or something which I cannot really fix. I have to start everything from scratch. In that case, well, I can fix it. I can put some data, but so it's not critical, but it is not really minor. Minor is something I really can ignore. Minor means if you don't fix me, it's okay. Okay, then in which browser did we test? Actually, we tested in Chrome. I can try that same thing in other browsers. And should I expect different results? I would say in that specific case with required field, I do not expect different results. So I won't spend time on that. Operating system. My system, well, it doesn't give me lots of choices, Windows, Mac, and Linux. So my operating system is Windows XP right now. Okay. Product. The product was Energy Telecom. And what was the page name? I just go here, take the copy, the URL where it happened, and just paste here. Okay. Exactly where it happened. And no fix yet. Frequency. Frequency, it always happens. Assigned to, it's not my business actually. So reported by, it automatically takes my name. So in our surveys, you remember it asks which fields tester will fill out. Guys, we do not fill out reported by. We do not fill out status. It's given to us. We do not provide ID. It will be given to us. So see, what I can do here in that application, I can make sure emails will go to some people. You can't imagine, guys, how much you bother that people. If you report 20 bugs a day, and we have a team of 5 people doing same, and you CC your QA manager, so your manager gets 100 messages from you, he hates you. So unless there is a real reason to do that, do not bother other people. Just send it to the system. Found in which version of the application. Doesn't even actually give you values here. Okay, I'm saying submit. I'm pushing the submit button. What the system does in return, it provides me with the number. It says, okay, here is the bug number, 6506. Let me write it down because I don't know if it will come back to looking at that bug. So 6506. Good. We just reported one problem. Now I'm saying new issue. And that new issue is going to be about email field, which is supposed to be required field. I have many different ideas how to report that problem. I can come with lots of details. I can show how I reproduce that problem. But again, the issue is so fundamental and so simple. We do not have to explain people the meaning of what's required field and how required field should behave. And so what happens? The field is not required, but it has to be required. So I'm saying here, email field is not implemented as a required field. Description. It is required per requirements. Huh? Cool. Requirements. Or it should be requirement. It is required by requirements. That is the bug report, guys. I mean, I can definitely come with steps to reproduce. I can say how I did it. I say launch the form. Without providing any data, push the submit button. Look at the list of errors, and you will not see the email field in that list. Look at the color of the asterisk to the left of the field. It is not red, but it should be red. I can come with all that stuff. But what really happened, the field is not implemented as required. All other things are attributes. Error message happens because it's not implemented as required, or doesn't happen because it's not implemented. Asterisk doesn't change color because it's not implemented as required. So I am reporting the fundamental issue. I'm not looking at small potatoes and small, properties of that. I can definitely do that. It will take me maybe another 3, 4, 5 minutes, which is a total waste, because you talk to people who understand those issues very well. So status open, issue type bug, severity. A feature not implemented is fatal or critical. Anytime there is a feature which is not implemented, guys, there is no point of return. Any feature not implemented is not serious. It is always critical because there is some functionality which is not present, so people cannot use that functionality. It is much worse than crash. It is much worse than system hangs. It means system doesn't do the job. We definitely have features more serious and feature more important and less important, but guys, feature missing is a critical bug. The importance of the feature will result in the priority when development manager will assign that bug to developer, and developer manager says priority high, priority medium, priority low. So development manager will estimate how important it is, what is the risk of people running into that, how severe the problem might be. And it's not your business. So you are judging from the perspective of technical implementation. So problem might be serious if it bothers people. But if you cannot resolve that problem in any way, it is critical. So if you want that field to be required and there is a requirement and the requirement is not implemented, it is critical. I'm just repeating that a couple of times so you remember for the rest of your life. If you have requirement not implemented, it is critical unless you start working somewhere and your manager tells you it's serious. In their specific environment, okay, they change the logic of that. Absolutely, it might happen. We are talking from the most generic perspective, so it is critical. Fatal. In our case, it's called fatal. Browser, it was Chrome. Operating system was Windows. Product is Energy Telecom. And frequency, it's always there. Because some bugs, guys, are coming and going, and they cannot really make them reproducible. In some companies, in most of the companies, they tell you, look, if you cannot make it reproducible, don't bother reporting, because we cannot fix it anyway. In some companies, they tell you, report it anyway, because maybe our developers have an idea. They will figure out. And that is the reason they have that always, sometimes, cannot reproduce. So if it is sometimes, guys, you still cannot reproduce it. Okay. So to me, it makes no sense, but it's okay. In each and every team, it might make sense, which it doesn't make to other team. They are saying submit, and the bug report number now is what? 6507. What I can tell you out of that is, in between me reporting previous bug and me reporting this bug, nobody reported any bug to the system. Otherwise, it would be 08, 9. So, guys, you are good. You are not you are listening instead of filing bugs. Yeah, which is very, very good. That is exactly what we want you to do. Now, let's take a look at more bugs here. Okay, bug report number 4, the contact information. Contact information is a whole section of the form. It has multiple fields. But it says contact information, the section on the form. City field should have a limit to the number of characters it accepts. Well, do we have requirements handy? Let me see. City says no more than 50 characters. It's not like it should have a limit. We have exact number for that limit for the city. So, guys, as a bug report, it is a confusing bug report. It says there should be a limit. So what? What do you want me to go and fix? Really, I mean, if I am a developer and you tell me, Michael, there should be a limit, I'm saying, sure. So what? So now you want me to go and figure out what exactly, you encountered, instead of you telling me what exactly you want me to fix. I'm saying, okay, let's take a look at the form. So here is the form. Here is city. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, let me copy. 0, okay, 1 paste, 20, 30, 40, 50. Well, guys, there is a limit. I can tell you guys, it doesn't take more than 50. What if I go to Firefox? Maybe it is browser dependent. Let's try city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not really. I can do it differently. I can delete everything and just type. And definitely there is a limit. No doubt about it. That issue might easily become browser dependent. There might be a browser which will accept more characters. It happens. So it is something browser dependent. So what I do now, I go to Microsoft Word. Why Microsoft Word? Because Microsoft Word has a feature which allows to count characters. So I paste and then I go to Tools, Word Count. And it says 50 characters. So I can tell you right away that feature is perfectly implemented. I have no reason to complain. And as a developer, if I see that bug report, I would say cannot reproduce. And actually, there is not much to reproduce because there are no steps and no exact problem identified. Guys, you do not want bug reports like that. Bug report should point clearly to the difference between expected result and actual result. So it talks about expected in some way. It says should be a limit. Okay, but what's actual? And if you talk about limit, tell me what is that limit? And that limit is in requirements. It's not like it looks like you didn't read requirements first. So contact information. A city field accepts numbers. Let's take a look at requirements. We have requirements, guys. We have requirements. Where are the requirements? No? Do you remember where requirements are? Okay, it's here. City. Where is city? City. Accepts all characters. What's the problem? It accepts all the characters. It's a requirement. Guys, you cannot test much if you apply common sense. And what kind of common sense do you have? I mean, do you have years of experience in the field? Why would you ever rely on your common sense? Being in your shoes, I would say I would never rely on my common sense. The way I am now, I would never do that because 99% are going to be wrong. It says accepts all characters, letters, digits, special characters, and we gave you the requirements. Okay, let's keep going. Contact information. State drop-down list box is not alphabetized and contains a listing for BC and other. Listen, we have 3 bug reports here. One bug report says it should be sorted in alphabetical order. Another report says British Columbia is not US state, so it has to be removed. And other is not appropriate for list of the states. We have 3 bugs in one. Number 1. Number 2, it is not. It doesn't have to be done in alphabetic order in the traditional sense of that. When you look at the list of states, the order, they are coming in alphabetical order, but they are sorted by full name, not abbreviated name. So sometimes you will say, wait a second, AL for Alabama should go after AK. L goes after K. But if you think about Alabama and Arkansas, R, second letter of Arkansas is R, which goes after L. So it is done in alphabetic order, and that order, guys, comes from post office, US post office. And in the requirements, since we believe in the value of requirements, it says the collected data type should be consistent with data types collected by similar applications used in both telecommunications and energy services. So to complain about the order in which it is done, you have to go and find preferably similar applications. And you have to say, look at that application. It has different order. That is why I request that order to be changed. If you are saying, I think, and I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I think it's wrong, guys, okay, you have no idea about it, which is fine, as long as you do not request changes. Again, there is a huge difference between professional QA people and just common sense people, because common sense people, 90% of what they request is wrong. And why professional QA people are not 90% wrong, maybe 10% wrong? Because before they request the change, they do some investigation. Investigation begins with requirements. You ask yourself, do we have that in requirements? Let's say limitations for number of characters in the field. Is there anything in requirements? Yes, there is. Guys, that's it. You won't report the problem. You are saying, I want things to be coming in alphabetical order. It doesn't mean you can go and write a bug report. It means you have to go and do the investigation. You look at other applications. You look how it is alphabetized there. You might go to QA forums and ask people what they think about that stuff, so what people might suggest. That is why we want you to register with our forum and ask questions and answer questions, because we want you to learn the skills of social communication, professional communication. So you do investigation. Anytime you have a feelings, intuition, those things are extremely important, guys. Extremely important. Not to write a bug report. They are extremely important to run an investigation, to say we have to find out something. Okay, that is the key point. Professional person would not run a bug report without investigation. Okay, just based on intuition. Then, going back to the two more problems in same bug report. Contains listing for British Columbia. Okay, it is not just British Columbia, guys. If you look at that list box, and actually, if you watch the video, which I asked you to watch, we talk about that field a lot. It is not just British Columbia. It is missing a couple of states. We do not have state of Hawaii here. We do not have state of Nevada here. NV. We don't have it. We have other which makes no sense. Maybe a few more things. I don't remember, like 4 or 5 bugs. Oh yes, Indiana comes in 3 letters. So we have lots of bugs. If you start looking, if you start looking at the state bugs, spend some time and find more. And the rule of the game here is, it's like mushroom picking. You see one mushroom, there are going to be more around, okay? Bugs are like mushrooms, they come in a group. Why? Because there was a sloppy person who did that. If the person is sloppy, that person creates lots of bugs. It's not just one. So someone who created that list with the states made lots of mistakes. So what are the mistakes? British Columbia, Indiana, couple of states missing. What we can do, guys? What we can do? We have options here. One option is we can write 4 bug reports or 5. I don't know how many it takes. Another option is we can put all of them in same bug report. The problem with putting everything in the same bug report is what if we report 5 issues and they fix just 4 or 3? What do we do next? Well, we just close one bug report and maybe write another one. So what I'm saying, we do not like to do that. We prefer to put one bug report one problem in one bug report. But in that specific case, since location of everything is just one list box, they're all in same place. I would say, you know what? Let's write that kind of bug report. Let me show you what I would do. I would say new issue, and I would say I would call it based on where they are. I would state. Okay, I would say state list box issues, or let's say multiple. Okay, multiple state list box issues. And I would say, okay, maybe I will keep it in description. I will say number 1, BC is not a valid US state abbreviation. Then I will say number 2, HI Hawaii is missing. And number 3, NV Nevada is missing. Number 4, other is inappropriate. Because we have limited list of states, it cannot be other, just 50 states of the United States. It is inappropriate. So other is inappropriate. Anything else about states? I'm not sure. No, it is alphabetized. It is alphabetized. Oh, Indiana, yes, Indiana. Number 5, Indiana. Okay, change IND to IN. Okay, so I think we covered all 5 problems. And so status, open, issue type, definitely it is a bug, it's not a suggestion. Severity. Severity, I would say it is fatal, because you cannot choose certain states. If I live in Hawaii or Nevada, I just cannot have that state. So it is fatal. So which browser did we have? Chrome. I'm not sure it is browser related, but since they asked me, operating system was Windows, product was Energy Telecom, And I think we are done. Submit. Okay. I'm looking at the Netscape communication and AK is Alaska. Okay, Alaska is. You think so? Okay, Alaska. Good, good. So let's take a look at more. So we have contact information. Zip field accepts letters. Accepts letters. Okay, we have requirements. What does it say here? Zip code. Digits only. Here we run into problem. So the conflict is directly with requirements. Guys, nobody wants to conflict with requirements. Where is the zip code? It takes digits. Good. It takes letters. What if I go to Firefox? It takes, actually in Firefox, guys, it takes unlimited letters. Okay, what if I do digits? It takes unlimited digits. In this one, in Chrome, it takes, it takes just 5 digits. You know what? So here we run into browser compatibility issues. So it is not just about valid invalid input, it is also about capacity of the field. So first of all, we will write more than one bug report. So we go to bug tracking application. We are saying new issue, and we are saying zip code field, zip code field accepts non-digits. Non-digits. Good. That's it. It doesn't need any description. Just accepts non-digits. Good. And I'm saying it is open, priority, severity. So severity is, I would say, minor. Why minor? Because people who provide correct data, they are okay. So positive testing is good. So negative, is it serious if someone types garbage? Well, it will come up with error message. I think it's minor. It is minor. Again, we did that in Chrome. Operating system was Windows. The product was Energy Telecom, and we are saying submit. And what is the number? Let's see. What's the number? 09. Good. So nobody is reporting bugs at the same time. Now we are saying new issue. And now we are saying zip code field accepts unlimited input in Chrome browser. It was Chrome? No, Firefox. In Firefox browser. That's it. So the bug is browser specific. Zip code field accepts unlimited input. Okay. I can say more than 5 characters. Doesn't matter. Again, it is issue type. It's a bug. Browser was Firefox. Operating system was Windows. And it was Energy Telecom. And so submit. Good. Okay, let's do it this way, guys. Let me go back to you and ask if you have questions so we can answer them right away. Anybody with questions or anybody wants to say something? Okay. Okay. Hassana, okay, let's ask Hassana. Hassana, what's your question? Hello? Hassana, are you with us? No? I cannot hear Hassana. Anybody else with a question? Not really. Huh? Yeah, Hassana right there. Okay. Hassana is communicating over Skype. So she says, hello, which is nice. Sorry, no microphone. What are wild cards? What are wild cards? These are wild cards. Wild cards are placeholders. It's an asterisk. Let's say if you, for example, if I go to Notepad and I say save as, okay, and it says asterisk to the left of dot here is a wild card. So it's an asterisk which substitutes for either one letter. Normally for one letter it will be question mark. For multiple letters it will be asterisk. It has nothing to do with the application we are testing right now, I think. So what else we have? We have Dilafruz saying, I live in DC. So what I should choose, it was the same with Resume Builder. Okay, good question. Guys, what I would do, okay? Let's say I know answer, or let's say I don't know answer. I don't want to interfere with that. I would say, guys, go to any other application which would ask you for the state where you live and see how it works. Preferably the application which sells energy or telecommunication services, but it doesn't have to be that specific. Whatever you buy, whatever credit card, whatever, you know, shipping address, you know, mailing address. So we are the same in that regard. Go there and look how people who live in DC, how they specify their location. Then there are at least 3 versions of Internet Explorer. So in 6 months it would be 4 versions. So which ones to use in testing? How we decide that? We do not decide on that, guys. We are told which ones to use. We might come with suggestions if you wish, but there are statistics. Your company knows exactly which browsers people use and which versions they use. We have a session on how to test web applications. I believe it is session 10 in our class. You can look at the curriculum, and I will show you exactly how it is done. They know and they tell you. You are not in business of deciding on that. How many versions in any browser accept Internet Explorer? I do not understand. So multiple state list box. Is it okay to put all 5 bugs in one report of same category? I just did that. I did put all 5 in same bug report, and I'm telling you, the rule is not to do that. But each and every rule has exceptions. The only reason I did show you that is I want you to understand there are exceptions. Maybe 9 bugs out of 10 you will do one by one. I mean, one problem in one bug report, but sometimes you write up a bigger issue, or there is a reason why you want to put it in same bug report, and it might be just intuitive. You might just feel that is the right way to go, or you might see how senior people in your company do bug reports, and you will notice they do it sometimes that way. So there are many reasons why you would or would not do that. What if you live in Canada? If you live in Canada, you cannot buy energy or telecommunication services from US broker. You would need a Canadian broker. Okay, which browsers? Explorer, Firefox, Opera, and Chrome. What's important depends on what kind of application you have. You might have different combination of browsers used by people. Let's say if you test a Bank of America website, you will look at many more versions of browsers and maybe older operating system, because all the grandmas, you know, are not likely to use the most, you know, the most recent computers with updated operating systems, but they still have to have access to banking. If you are testing cool multimedia thing, they tell you, guys, unless you have this and this and this, don't even come to our website. So it will provide certain picture. And again, it's not your business. Your business is to follow the directions which will be given to you in that regard. Can you show us one more example for capacity testing? We just did one. I mean, with we just did one with which one? City, yeah, with 50 fields. But we just did one with zip code. I mean, I didn't do exactly capacity, but I said, okay, we have zip code field, and so what do we have here? And so what if I have 4, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh, I'm sorry, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I cannot delete anything. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what if I push the submit button? What's going to happen? It will complain about the zip code field. Please enter valid zip code. Let's do first name, last name, street address, phone number. So referred by zip code right now looks like the only one which is not valid. Let's try again. Let's try again. Let's push the button again. Submit. Okay, state. Let's select state. So guys, zip code. Let me do it again. If I say submit, zip code is the only invalid field. Why? It has 4 digits. What if I do 6? It doesn't take 6. What if I type? What if I paste? Sometimes, guys, you cannot type, but you can paste more. Yeah, look at that. I can paste more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then delete. So now we have 6. Guys, I have to report one more bug. I can paste more than 6. And this is a very typical trick. It doesn't let you to type more than 50. What if you paste more than 50? Or more than 5 in our case. So now let me push the button again. And it says enter valid zip code. Let's remove 1. Now it is 5. And let me say submit. Submitted. It has some warnings, but yeah, it has submitted the whole thing. So that is how I did capacity testing. And I can do 0 for sure, nothing. I mean, no input, and it will give me same message again. It will say should be valid in terms of being. It is a required field, so it has to be. For empty, it also provides me with an error message. So that is the one. What if I do copy? What if I do? It was city, huh? City. So paste. No, just 50. So it doesn't allow me to paste more, which is fine. Paste. No. Okay. Let me see what else we have in Skype. Okay, I have a question related to yesterday's quiz question about list box test cases. I can do it over the mic if you prefer. Absolutely. Let's go to Piotr. Where is Piotr here? Okay. Yes, Peter. Yes, your microphone is on.
Hello. All right. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yes. Sure.
Okay.
If I can hear you, everybody can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, that question yesterday. Okay, this about the list box. There was a question about the 15 items in the list box and how many test cases. You said it's 1 test case, but that kind of depends on functionality, doesn't it? Because if let's say this was state or some kind of you choosing information from the list items, then that's fine. But what if each one of those items was linked to some kind of a page or some kind of knowledge base?
Okay, let me explain what it means. So we have 50 states list box here. And what happens when at the bottom of that page, when I push the submit button, 2 things happen. One thing, that data is being stored in a database. second thing happens, it sends an email. I'll show you. I will open my mailbox, and I believe I have the I have the emails coming with that thing. Just a second, should find them.
I think my question is about the how many test cases per list box.
Yes, exactly. We are talking about test cases. Yes, yes. Let's say for the purpose of testing, and so now you can see the forms coming. It says admin energy telecom. I just sent the form. So I opened that form, and the state I selected was Kentucky, KY. Yeah. It was not in that one, in this one. Let me go back. Yes, it is Kentucky, see, KY. And when I look at the email, it comes with Kentucky in there. Now, the question is, if I want to, my question is, if I take California rather than Kentucky, is it going to be accepted? Is it going to be saved in database? Is it going to come in my email? And should I try Kentucky and California and Arizona and Alaska and any other state? Actually, all of the other
Probably
states.
not.
Yeah. So here is the question: how many test cases? How many different things I have to try in that list box to make sure list box works? Which means when I select the value, that value goes to the right place. It's not about the list box having all the correct values. So when we look at certain states which should be removed, or certain states which should be added, or other being removed, we are not talking about a list box integrated into the form. We are talking about list box by list box. But when we integrate list box, we put it into the form, we push the submit button. What happens after we push the submit button? Does it depend on which state we choose, or which item out of 15 or out of 50? So that is the question we had in the quiz.
Yeah. Well, okay, it was a question. But see, the answer really was, let's say, for instance, the help list box in Resume Builder. See, those 3 items there, they each point to different and bring different web page. So each item will be a link. So that.
Oh no! You are talking about menu. Wait a second. When you talk about Resume Builder, let me run Resume Builder here on my screen. So if we go to Resume Builder and you look at the help menu, so here help. Those are menus. Each menu item should be tested separately. I mean, they are supposed to be tested separately. That is the idea of list box. But here in Alabama or whatever, Alaska or Arizona or Arkansas or any other state here, so should we try California and Delaware and Illinois and Indiana, or it's enough to test just one state? So list box is very different from menu.
Got it.
I mean, completely different functionality. Definitely, you have to do menu item by menu item. No doubt about it. Okay, so guys, I think we are pretty much done for today, and recording will be available in a couple of hours. And next time we meet Monday. Next week. So no session on Thursday because we have compliance inspection working on our premises, so we have to be busy with Sacramento people answering their questions, providing documentation, and it's a very exciting process. Okay, so guys, I'll talk to you Monday next week. Thank you very much.